Anxiety is a body alarm system, it's a body natural response to stress. So here's a story of Stella. She was kidnapped on her way coming back from work, and she was taken to an area that she was not aware of. Luckily for her, the door of the vehicle opened and she was able to roll herself down and use her mouth and cut the rope that was tied on her and ran to the nearby compound. So when the vehicle stopped to come back for her, she was she was able to jump the fence and entered into the compound that was closer to that place. The kidnappers ran away. So because the gate was locked, she jumped the fence. How was she able to do this? I mean, on a normal day, when she was asked how she was able to jump the fence, she couldn't explain because she just realized that she did not even stop to think of how to jump the fence. She just came and grabbed the fence and started rolling on the fence before she knew she was on the other side of the compound. Now that is what happened when you are anxious. Imagine you are being chased by a lion. At that point, you don't have to. The body has a way of responding to it because the body is going to shut down the digestive system, some part of the body, and channel blood to some larger muscles so that you have the strength to run, right? And the fight, flight, and freeze response will be stimulated by the sympathetic nervous system, right? So with that, it's either you fight, flight, or you freeze. So in that situation, Stella was able to fly. She was able to fly and she did what she couldn't do on a normal day. Anything that the body perceives as life-threatening, that is anxiety. That there are times that we perceive certain things as life-threatening, even if it is not life-threatening. Let's say, for example, you are asked to give a presentation and you are scared of making mistakes, you are scared of criticisms, you are scared of people judgment and all of that. And while you are in that worried mode, the body now perceives it as life-threatening and stimulate the sympathetic nervous system, causing those adrenaline to release, and you now start having this panic attack. So that is what happened when you are anxious. So, what are the signs of anxiety? Mentally, you're going to have this thought of worried thought, trouble concentrating, and trouble falling asleep, restlessness, and all of that. Then, physically, your heart will beat faster and your muscles become more shaky, your palms get weighty, and you keep dragging your legs and scratching your head and all of that just to distract yourself from the anxiety. But anxiety doesn't go away until you resolve it. Um, so how do we manage our anxiety? I think one of the most skillful ways of managing anxiety is to learn how to be calm. See, if you can calm the body, you can actually pass through your anxiety. The goal is not to run away from your anxiety. The goal is to you to draw your anxiety closer, learn to remain calm, and walk through your anxiety. So one of the things that triggered anxiety is uncertainty. You don't know what would happen. What will happen tomorrow? You don't really know. So it is the future that usually causes most of the anxiety. So let's say, for example, you are in a relationship and you don't know if the relationship is going to work or not. Okay, so you ask yourself question. So will this relationship work? If your body tells you, like, if you feel uncomfortable, you quit because you don't want to face that anxiety. You rather remain single and lonely than for you to stay in a relationship that is making you feel uncomfortable because you don't want to stay in that state of uncertainty. You don't want somebody to come and break your heart. You are scared of someone breaking your heart. Or maybe in a business, you are thinking like, oh, would this business work? Should I apply for this school of nursing? Would I get this admission? You keep thinking and thinking. So when you start moving toward that direction of achieving or taking action, you feel this heaviness in your heart, this tension, the feeling of that uncomfortable feeling, and that's anxiety. And you like, no, you run away from your feeling. You find a way to escape. you stop applying for the school, or you change school, or you find an excuse to run away from your anxiety. You don't want to face your anxiety. So you better stay at home for additional 1 year instead of you applying for that nursing school of nursing just because you are afraid that you might not get admission. You see that? So uncertainty usually creates that feeling of anxiety. And one thing about anxiety is that you cannot run away from your anxiety. You cannot escape your anxiety. As a matter of fact, avoidance increases panic attack, increases anxiety. So the best way for you to manage anxiety is for you to face your anxiety. The best way to manage anxiety is for you to face your anxiety, right? I know it sounds somehow, right? But the truth is that you have to learn how to face your anxiety. Okay, remain calm. So there are different techniques that can help you manage your anxiety or cope with anxiety. Number one is label your anxiety. Name it and label it. Okay, how am I feeling now? I'm feeling worried, or I'm feeling worried because of this. I'm feeling frustrated because somebody did not pick my call. I'm feeling this because of this. I'm feeling this. When you are able to describe your anxiety, you'll be able to know what to do to control it. Another thing is to challenge your thoughts, challenge your negative thoughts. That thought that you have in your mind, the thought of worries, the thought, you believe all those thoughts in your mind. Some of those things are just assumptions. Any thought that your brain generates, you believe it without any evidence. So when you challenge your thoughts, how do you do this? Ask for evidence. Yes, ask for evidence. Ask yourself for evidence. Tell me, what are the evidence that if I apply for the school of nursing, I will not get admission? What are the evidence that if I do this business, I will fail? What are the evidence that if I go into this relationship, that is going to end up in breakup? What are the evidence? So when you ask for this evidence, realize that there are no evidence, just that you believe those things that your mind is telling you. So challenge your thoughts. If you have watched this video to this level, please consider liking this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you get to see more of my videos. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.